Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Tuesday, the 31st of October. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel did not start the war with Hamas or want it, but it will win it. Israel has this week sent ground forces into Gaza. Netanyahu says Hamas launched the war by perpetrating the worst savagery his people have seen since the Holocaust.
Hamas murdered children in front of their parents, murdered parents in front of their children. They burned people alive. They raped women. They beheaded men.
An Israeli soldier kidnapped by Hamas on October 7 has become the fifth hostage to be released. An international relations expert warns Israel's Gaza siege runs the risk of igniting the anger of neighbouring countries. Auckland University's Maria Armudian says it reminds her of the US response to 9/11.
And how many human rights they violated as a result of trying to go after Al-Qaeda. They ended up in a war in Afghanistan for how many years?
Rotorua's mayor is looking to crack down on unsafe housing providers in the city. Tanya Tapsell is targeting motels, hostels and backpackers that might be unsafely taking on long-term tenants. A deal was struck between local government, council and iwi last year, aiming to slash numbers in emergency housing motels to near zero. Tapsell says it's disappointing to see long-term tenancies in short-term accommodation.
The requirements around a healthy home for a house is a lot different to what a, multi-bunk unit at a backpackers is.
Heavy rain pelting eastern and upper parts of the North Island isn't expected to let up. Inland Tairāwhiti is in line for big falls today, and more showers are expected in Coromandel Peninsula, Bay of Plenty and the Hawke's Bay Ranges. Many Coromandel roads have been closed by flooding and slips, including State Highway 25 at Hikawai and Ruamahanga Bay. Weather Watch's Philip Duncan says the current low will pass by tomorrow and be replaced by another from a different direction.
That means another burst of rain or showers, but this time more coming out of the western side. So Bay of Plenty, northwards, not looking as bad from this next event.
Meanwhile, stop-go traffic management and speed reductions are in place on Rye Saddle between Nelson and Blenheim until mid-December during rockfall repairs on State Highway 6. Meanwhile, further south, work's beginning on the final step of safety improvements to the Homer Tunnel on the route to Milford Sound. The worn-out avalanche shelter is being demolished and replaced in the following months. The supermarket duopoly is back in the spotlight following news of online grocery retailer Soupy going into voluntary liquidation. Incoming Finance Minister Nicola Willis says she's concerned about the situation and she'll be making inquiries on how a third supermarket operator could enter the market to break up the duopoly. 2 Degrees founder Tex Edwards says the company's founder Sarah Ball should be commended for trying to take on the main players. To sport, Eddie Jones's prolonged exit as Wallabies rugby coach is complete. The governing body have confirmed his departure online. South Africa's government has announced a public holiday on Friday, December 15, to celebrate the Springboks' defence of the World Cup. Lionel Messi and Aitana Bonmati have been recognised as the world's best male and female footballers for the year. And Victoria's Spring Racing Carnival has been launched at Flemington. The 163rd running of the Melbourne Cup is next Tuesday. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.